This FJ40 has a lot more rust than I was expecting, but we're not done digging into it yet. Today I'm stripping even more off of it, the tire carrier, the roof, and whatever else is hiding underneath. As you saw from the previous video and a few of those clips, we've got a lot of rust, but before we can address that, we got to get some stuff off this thing. So to start, we're going to go ahead and get the tire carrier off. Got the rear tire carrier taken off so we can really see just how bad that rust is now. We were able to take off that last piece of diamond plate that tire carrier was blocking that last bolt. But obviously this isn't looking too good, but kind of what we were expecting. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on taking the roof off and get a little better look at everything else. Now that we've got the doors off, we can get an even better look at it. This is definitely in really bad shape. I know we can source those pieces and kind of weld those in once we go to make those repairs, or we may just go the route of replacing the whole tub, just depending on how bad everything starts to look as we take a lot of these panels off. But we will kind of assess that as it goes, because you can tell we know there's going to be some problems, and we know there's going to be problems behind these skins. So depending on how all of that looks, we may just go ahead and pull the tub off and go ahead and replace that, but we'll determine that as we go. Got all the junk up here taken care of, so hopefully when we go to pull it off, it doesn't make too big of a mess. But now we're gonna go ahead and get all of these bolts off so we can see if this thing comes off as easy as I'm hoping. We've got all the bolts out basically, and let's see if we can get it off. Well, that was about as easy as it looked in that video, and I now know why my dad over the last 20 years has never taken the top off of this thing. I'm glad to have it off, and I'm glad to still have all my fingers. And you know, we have our dents and dings from getting it off, but we won't talk about that. We'll fix it later. And we got the doors off like I showed before. We can see that rust still. With the roof off, we can see this a little better. This rust seeping through right here, but we're gonna go ahead and remove this box so we can see that rust a little bit better, see how bad these pillars are, and then maybe start digging into some of these panels to get a little bit better idea of how far that rust goes and what might be the best repair, whether it be just the panel or maybe we look at getting a new tub depending on just how bad it is. One unfortunate thing about this box is that years ago I put this sub in and I put this amp in, and surprisingly I did a pretty good job. So I'm gonna have to maybe just cut some wires, mark some wires, that way I don't have to redo the whole thing. We may not even be putting this box back in here, but I'll deal with that now. And then this box should come out with the rear seats all in one piece, then we can open up that whole area. Well, we got the box out and it's bad. This thing is pretty roached. As you can tell, this is quite a bit worse than I was thinking. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything good, but it's definitely toast. It's all bad, and this side isn't any better. You can tell that's not what it's supposed to look like, and there's just no real fixing that, I'm afraid. And I got looking a little more on the passenger side, and we've got some big problems there as well. So between, you know, rockers aren't terrible but pretty rusty, sides are banged up, cut up, you know, best case we would replace those skins, but then we're not really addressing the concerns here, and there's a good chance that there's some big problems as far as the structure goes. So might be a little bit of a change in plans as far as what I end up doing to repair it. We might be looking at doing a new tub, whether that tub come to here and then we just do some repairs to the rockers and the floor, or we go ahead and just get a new pan kind of from there back, which I know they sell those. Not sure which one would be the best option, or do the kind of fix the most with the best value, but I'm gonna start kind of looking into that now. But definitely a change in plans after looking at this. Unfortunately, things aren't looking too good, but that's all part of it. Ultimately, if we got a new tub, it'd probably save a lot of time and tedious little rust repair when we're not totally fixing it. So all things considered, I'd say this exposed a lot of the bad things that diamond plate has been hiding for years. Kind of a lot of the stuff we were afraid of, but that's just part of it. So if you have any opinions or thoughts as far as maybe where to source a good tub, if you've done this in the past, or if you still think maybe it's worth patching, stitch welding, you know, making those repairs. But as I got into this, I'm starting to think that probably wouldn't be the best idea. So if you have any ideas as far as a good tub, let me know. Something that obviously has the original body lines. I'm guessing, you know, you got to cut up this one and stitch weld in a new one, or if we do an aluminum one, bolt in one of those. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and bear with me as I, you know, these coming videos I'm going to start actually making some repairs. Just these first few are kind of diagnosing what we got going on and analyzing just how bad things are. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. If you like this video, check out some of my previous stuff on the FJ40, and check out some of my previous stuff on the FJ60 Land Cruiser. I did a ton of repairs like this to that one. So let me know if you have any suggestions, and thanks for watching.